Are you guys excited to be here? Woo! I think so. I have just a brief announcement to make before we go to the break. I want to talk to you about something we call the International Day for the Unreached. This May 24th, which is the day of Pentecost, believers around the world will be observing the International Day for the Unreached. There are a third of the world, 3 billion people, who are denied access to the gospel. And we want to highlight that every Pentecost Sunday for the last 10 years, this day has been observed around the world. And one of the things we're encouraging people to do, if you're brave enough to do it, is to draw 3 lines. You can draw it on your hand, you can draw it anywhere, but to take a picture of it and to post it online, social media. Millions of believers have been doing this for the last 10 years. And go to the next slide. This is a graphic that shows the area of the world that is denied access to the gospel. You have the location here of all 7,000 unreached people groups, and that blue area are areas where governments restrict access to the gospel. It's almost half the world's population where it is illegal or dangerous to be a Christian, and especially to do missionary work. This is sometimes called the restricted access zone. I call these areas state sponsors of persecution. And it's increasing all throughout this region. Another thing that's increasing are conflicts. We heard about conflict in Syria today. There is an increase of war zones and other things that make it difficult to proclaim the gospel. So if you go to the next slide, you can see there the new website that we launched, athirdofus.com. You can go to this website and download fantastic resources. This website was just launched. It has a youthful appeal to it, but you can get a lot of great resources there to equip your young people and to equip your church to understand the reality of those who are denied access to the gospel. Next slide. This is a poster that we made just recently that shows the location of the largest unreached people groups. We talk about the 3 billion, 80% of them live within about 160 mega people groups, over 1 million in population. You can download this poster. You can see the names and the populations and the locations of these people groups that are least reached with the gospel. What's important to understand about the unreached is that there's a very close correlation between what we call the persecuted church and the unreached. There's a third of us that are denied access to the gospel. There's also a third of the Christian church, of the evangelical church, that's being persecuted for their faith. And why are they being persecuted? Because they are trying to reach these areas for the gospel. If they were quiet, if they weren't doing anything, if they were hiding, they would be left alone. But the reason there is a persecuted church is because they are trying to reach the areas that are least reached with the gospel. And so on the day of the unreached, on Pentecost Sunday, we want to stand together with our brothers and sisters who are taking the gospel into these areas. Next slide. This is a social media graphic that you can download from our website to post on Instagram, to remind people to pray on this day. And so that's one of the things you can do as we build up, as we ramp up to the day of the unreached. Next slide. Also on the evening of May 24th, and you can see the QR code there. You can register for an online concert of prayer. And this is something that we're encouraging people to do even on their own. If you want to host this in your church or in your youth group or wherever, we can give you the materials to do that, and you can host this in the evening on May 24th. Or you can join us online. You can register there. Next slide. You heard about adopting people groups. This is one of the things that we want to promote on the day of the unreached. You can see the status there. 499 frontier people groups have been adopted so far. We want to get them all adopted. So if your church has not yet adopted a people group, please consider doing that. Let's get them all adopted. Let's get them all prayed for. Next slide. These are some of the groups that are behind the International Day for the Unreached. Joshua Project is on the leadership team, as well as many other organizations. You can see samples there. We want to see this increasingly become an international initiative. And so if your church wants to join this effort, you can become a member. You can scan that QR code there, and you can become a member of this alliance to see all the people groups reached in our generation. God bless you. Thank you, guys.